Yes, ma'am. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I welcome you all to 8 days theme-based webinar on National Education Policy 2020. Prayer is the raising of one's mind and heart to God. Let us start with a prayer song by Divya Balaji.
அத்தவதாரம் செய்த பரந்தாமா முந்தன் பக்தனை சோதித்திடலாமா அத்தவதாரம் செய்த பரந்தாமா முந்தன் பக்தனை சோதித்திடலாமா சேதி பல பெற்று செருக்கமிகவுற்று சித்தி பல பெற்று செருக்கமிகவுற்று சீரினார கரை வேருடன் கலைக்க பத்தவதாரம் செய்த பரந்தாமா உந்தன் பக்தனை சோதித்திடலாமா சிந்தை மகிழ்ந்துன்னை வந்து பறிந்தேன் விந்தை பல புரிந்து நொந்திட செய்யாதே சிந்தை மகிழ்ந்துன்னை வந்து பறிந்தேன் விந்தை பல புரிந்து நொந்திட செய்யாதே முந்தை வினை பயன் என்றே துயரில் முந்தை வினை பயன் என்றே துயரில் மூழ்கிட செய்யாமல் மோக்கி அலி பத்தவதாரம் செய்த பரந்தாமா முந்தன் பக்தனை சோதித்திடலாமா பக்தனை சோதித்திடலாமா பக்தனை சோதித்திடலாமா.
Dear Balaji, that was divine. Today, 7th day of webinar by Dr. C.R.RENE Robin Sir, Dean Innovation, on the theme Research Innovation and Ranking. Innovation research involves looking for solutions, either to know or sometimes to undefined needs. It involves applying brainstorming, ideation, product development research, or similar techniques to tap into creative thinking.
Recording in progress.
Let us welcome Dr. C.R.RENE Robin Sir, Dean Innovation by Dr. T.K. Subramaniam Sir, Professor, Department of Physics.
Unmute பண்ணுங்க sir, TK sir.
Yes. Good afternoon, all of you. Gives me great pleasure to invite our own Dean's Innovation College, Dr. C.R.RENE Robin, to this 7th day team-based webinar on national education policy. We're going to speak on research, innovation, and ranking. Sir is going to give us a lot of information on this topic, and just as we have enjoyed other speakers for the past 6 days, talk will also be equally interesting. Let us all await in innovation. I welcome you once again, sir, for this speaker.
Thank you, sir.
Pippa?
Now, Dr. C.R.RENE Robin Sir was born in 1977 in Kanyakumari district, Tamil Nadu. He received his ME, CSE and PhD CSE degrees from CET, Anna University, India in 2006 and 2011 respectively. He is working as Professor and Dean Innovation at Sairam Group of Institution, Chennai. He has worked in Jerusalem College of Engineering since July 2006 and held various positions like Professor and Head, Department of CSE, Joint Director and Associate Dean. He also worked as programmer at Ramanujam Computing Center, Anna University. He was project head, imparting skill training to rural candidates. He was not an officer. His areas of interest include ontological engineering, knowledge management, e-learning, semantic web, and etc. He is recognized supervisor of Anna University to guide PhD and MS by research in the area of computer science and engineering. 6 students have successfully completed their PhD program, and currently 7 research scholars are doing their research under him. He is a doctoral committee member of Anna University, Satyabama University, and VIT University, Chennai. He is an active professional member of ACM, and ACM recognized him as their ambassador. He is a lifetime member of ISTE and member of several professional bodies. He wrote a book on role of ontology in software risk management, KM approach, published by Lambert Publishing House, Germany. He contributed a chapter on Onto KMSTC, an ontology-based knowledge management framework. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Finished?
Yet to finish, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. He received Mentor Award from IBM during felicitation ceremony of the Great Mind Challenge 2011. He has visited Cardiff University, Wales in the year 2014 and Manchester University, England in the year 2014. Sir, we welcome you all. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Shall I start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
It's my great privilege and honor to be here to share my knowledge on research, innovation, and ranking while celebrating the eight-day theme-based webinar on National Education Policy 2020. We are celebrating the National Education Policy 20. We are having set of students and faculty members of Sairam institutions are assembled in Zoom, and a group of people are watching over YouTube on my channel. So I extend my sincere warm welcome to everyone, and I really thank the Internal Quality Assurance Cell, IQAC, of Sairam Engineering College in association with Ministry of Education, Department of Higher Education. So along with the Government of India, especially Ministry of Education, Sairam is also celebrating National Education Policy 2020. It's our great privilege and honor. So I take this opportunity to thank all the organizers, especially the professors from Science and Humanities Department for giving warm welcome to me and invited me to be here to share my knowledge on research, innovation, and ranking. So when we talk about research and innovation, we have to think about the evolution of industrial ages started when steam engine was introduced. We are now living in the era of industry 4.0 and we are moving towards industry 5.0. So where it started, actually started industry 1.0, the mechanization, steam engine and water power, steam power and water power, when steam engine has been invented. Then the next industrial revolution happened in industry 2.0. It's highlighting mass production, assembly line, and electricity. Industry 3.0 talking about the computer automation, where the computers came to the picture. And Industry 4.0 all about the cyber physical systems. And what we are experiencing is Industry 5.0, and slowly the automation and everything, the automatic car. Tesla is going to be the one of the best example for Industry 5.0. Everything we are trying to automate. So we started a journey from Industry 1.0 immediately after the invention of a steam engine, and now we are in Industry 4.0. So when I talk about the educational national education policy, So we must thank our Honorable Prime Minister for taking a brave decision on implementing it with a lot of debates, with facing lot of debates among the public. But it's not so easy to satisfy all the 130 crores people. But we have to thank the current government, especially the Honorable Prime Minister, and, for unveiling the new education policy 2020. And some of the silent features of, so I want to say that it is happened after 34 long years. So when Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India, the earlier education policy has been implemented. Few reformation has happened afterwards, but after 34 long years, India finally has an education system fit for the 21st century. 21st century, we have to underline, because the if you want to teach the 21st century students, teachers must be equipped with the 21st century technology. So this new education policy is all talking about the technology. It's all talking about latest research, innovation, and so on. Some of the silent features of the 10 plus 2 system will be divided into 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 format. And budget for education increased from 4.43 percentage to 6.6 percentage. And all courses will be available in regional languages, and single common entrance examination for all college, coding lessons available from class 6, no hard divide in streams, colleges to become interdisciplinary courses. So when India got independence 75 years before 1947, there were only 20 universities and 695 colleges. Today, if you take the statistics, we have 800 universities, whereas colleges have increased to more than 45,000. So our total number of colleges, among the 45,000, 37 percentage colleges are arts and science, humanities, commerce, and management. 16 percentage of institutions are teaching engineering and technology. 4 percentage of education institutions are devoted for education. 4 percentage of institutions are teaching medicine. 2 percentage of institutions are teaching law. 0.5 percentage are concentrating on agriculture. 0.1 percentage veterinary, and 1 percentage others. So we will see the fundamental principles of policy. There are several fundamental policies of principles. I have taken only the fundamental principles of policies with respect to research, innovation, and funding. So it emphasizes on conceptual understanding rather than rote learning and learning for exams. Gone all the days, a student, if going to college or school, will go only for earning marks or getting marks. But nowadays, according to this NEP 2020, so the more emphasis will be given on conceptual understanding and creativity and critical thinking to encourage logical decision making in innovation. So the key factor for innovation is creativity and critical thinking and design thinking. So our design thinking must start from the curriculum design. We call it as curriculum design. So when a group of faculty members sit together to decide the curriculum, we call that process curriculum design. So our design must start from our curriculum. So creativity and critical thinking are part of the key factors for innovation. So this new education policy is insisting, national education policy is insisting this creativity and critical thinking. Extensive use of technology in teaching and learning, removing language barriers, increasing across of the physically challenged students, and educational planning and management. So nowadays we are all experienced. It happened, we may say that because of pandemic, even before pandemic, our government has planned to use the technology, extends the use of technology in teaching and learning. Today, the entire nation, the education is happening through technology, with the help of technology, and people are enjoying and people are communicating. Even today, I'm sitting here and you people are listening from different parts. Even the YouTube channel, 100 plus people are watching it from all over India. So it's all happening because of the technology that is a part of NEP. Outstanding research is a core quest of outstanding education and development. So we cannot separate our teaching and learning process from research. When you say outstanding education and development, So outstanding research is part of our education, and continuous review of progress based on sustained research and regular assessment by educational expert. I will talk about more on sustainable research in my future slides. And some of major problems currently faced by the higher education system in India, we have to see the various problems. A severely fragmented higher education ecosystem. I don't want to dig more on it because for the past years we are experiencing less emphasis on the development of cognitive skills and learning outcomes. So we have a handful of people have succeeded, but it doesn't mean that the entire nation is getting benefit. A rigid separation of disciplines with the early specialization and streaming of students into narrow area of study, limited access, particularly in socio-economically disadvantaged areas with a few higher education that teach in even the rural people are facing problem of even attending the classes. Our teachers we are facing it to bring the people those who are in rural areas, and limited teacher and institutional autonomy. I don't want to make more comment on it. Then inadequate mechanism for merit-based career management and progression of faculty and institutional leaders, and lesser emphasis on research at most universities and colleges, and lack of people have not eh, people the teachers sometimes they say that research is not part of their duty. So the concentration and emphasis on research were very less, and suboptimal governance and leadership of higher education institution, inefficient regulatory systems. We have a lot of regulatory systems. One regulatory system will say one set of protocols, and another regulatory body will follow another. So these are all some of the hurdles we are facing in the existing system, and large affiliating universities resulting in low standards of undergraduate education. So people know about it. And national education policy envisions the following. So if you look at this NEP, so some of the things we felt that these are all the barriers are removed. So moving towards multidisciplinary universities and colleges. So it is giving ways to multidisciplinary and degree awarded self-financing colleges. And the total structure are divided, are categorized. Institutions will be categorized in three categories. So where the multidisciplinary universities and colleges will get more focus, and moving towards more multidisciplinary undergraduate program. So the barriers between the branches are common in educational institutions. So for example, one branch people, they will not mingle with other department students while doing a project or something like that. But moving towards faculty and institutional autonomy, revamping curriculum, pedagogy, assessment, and student support, reaffirming the integrity of faculty and institutional leadership position, establishment of National Research Foundation. I am going to devote more time on National Research Foundation. It is one of the greatest and welcoming initiative of Government of India through NEP 2020, and governance of higher education institution by independent boards having a academic and administrative autonomy. So light but tight. So correctly coin the word light but tight regulation by a single regulator for higher education. Even our previously the ministry was called as Human Resource Development. Now it is renamed as Ministry of Education. So increased access, equity, and inclusion. Okay. Friends, this is what the expectation of 21st century higher education system, and this new national education policy is giving assurance for this multidisciplinary in their educational offerings. So if you go to an institutions where you will find multidisciplinary people, the researchers or the students or faculty members from various disciplinary, they will come in a single point and they will discuss and they will contribute for the research, and highly engage with the local communities and globally network. That is very important. Our education system must focus on our society. If you're not focusing on society, if you're not fulfilling the demand of our own people, then it is meaningless. Then having innovation and entrepreneurship as major drivers. Nowadays, if you see various initiatives of Government of India, wherever you turn, you can see the word innovation. understand. Even I'm sitting in front of you and talking the capacity of Dean Innovation. I can proudly say that I'm the first Dean Innovation in the country. It shows that Sairam has given importance for innovation. I thank our CEO sir for Chairman and CEO Mr. Sai Prakash Leomuthu for a visionary man for his vision for innovation. So he elevated me as a position of Dean Innovation to take care of the innovation activities of our campuses. And a demonstrator for conversion of knowledge to wealth is very important. Students and faculty members, those who are listening, the right time to convert our knowledge into wealth. As Indians, we are very lacking in converting our knowledge into wealth. I can see a number of examples taking the international societies, international professional bodies. I don't want to comment specifically on anyone because Indians, we have to come forward to convert our knowledge to wealth. Student centric and flexible. So 21st century is going to be very flexible and it ensures the basic education for every student and providing a lot of facilities. So education institutions, our system must be very flexible. Even in the Indian constitution, it's very flexible. Why don't we have a flexible system at our education? See, if you look at the current status of Indian research and development, India ranks number third in the world in terms of research output. China is leading with the 20.67, US 16.57. There's a spelling mistake, sorry. India with 5.34. India was a growth rate of 11% in scientific publications compared to the world average of 4. So we Indians are contributing a lot with respect to the research and development. And see, the educate the next generation of innovators. Need, what is the need of today's need is the institution has to educate the next generation, the students who are sitting, so students, those who are enrolled in our campuses. It's a new generation of innovators and engineers. Don't see them as mere students. See them as an innovators. See them as a potential engineers so that we can get the innovations from the students. So whenever you see a student, don't see them as mere student. They are the innovators. The future of technology depends on the nourishment of brilliant mind. So in future, if you want them to innovate something, so you have to nourish these students in such a way, the creation of opportunities and the cultivation of generation. And next is energize innovation by celebrating technological innovations. So when a student is coming with some kind of innovations, celebrate them. You celebrate the students, and students will be happy. So technological innovation pushes the boundaries of thinking, breaks new ground, and improves lives. Your support helps energize, encourage, and celebrate technological achievement and academic excellence. So I'm going to devote few of my slides for National Research Foundation. One of the important and notable point to be addressed with respect to NEP 2020 here, it's a body where it encourages and enriches researchers with creative innovations. This National Research Foundation, the main focus is to bring innovation from student projects. It will enhance innate skills of researchers. It will give a set of processes or guidelines to carry out the research activities. So the objective of the NR of National Research Foundation says establishing a new National Research Foundation and funding research proposal through rigorous peer reviews, building research capacity at all universities and colleges. So if you look at the institutions or colleges and their capacity, research capacities comparatively very weak. So this National Research Foundation is helping the universities and colleges build research capacity and creating beneficial linkages among government, industry, researchers. Very important. Government, industry, and researchers need to come together. In some of the institutions, see, even example, the Idea Lab of AICTE. So it is the contribution of the institution, contribution of the government, contribution of the contribution of the industry. So when these three components come together, we can do wonders. And recognizing outstanding research funded by the National Research Foundation through awards and national seminars. See, this National Research Foundation is focusing on four areas: science, technology, social sciences, then finally arts and humanities. So, considering India as the fastest developing country, expert proposed new research centers. So, the focusing four areas. And why do we need a research foundation? What is the need of it? So the time we have to think about this. If you look at this circle, before that, let us see the need. The nation will require a significant expansion of its research capabilities and output across discipline. Similarly, research and innovation is central for growing and sustaining a large and vibrant society and economy. So, our economy and our society, we need a sustainable development product, sustainable development process for our prosperity. This is what the reason behind it. So, focusing more on research innovation in new national education policy. Two-thirds of economic growth of Europe from 1995 is 2007. So here, unfortunately, levels of research and innovation investment in India have not grown, but instead a sudden drop rate. So comparatively, so here the comparison is given 50 per Europe comparison, United States, China, and Israel and South Korea. See how much they are spending. They are spending 15% of productivity gains in Europe during the period of 2020. So the GDP is about 2%. If you take United States of America, it is 2.8%. If you take China, it is 2.1%. Israel is the number one, and they are doing a lot of innovations, lot of research in spite of all their the calamities and the wars and other things. So Israel and South Korea nearly around 4.2% to 4.3, but unfortunately, the India figure. Look at this figure; it is very less. And according to the report given by Economic Times in 2016-17, so the number of researchers per lakh of population, shockingly, only 15 in India. But when you compare it with China, it was around 423, and US it is 825. So according to the World Intellectual Property Organization, China has the patent application received in the year 1617 was 13 lakhs 38,503. US it is 6 lakhs 5,571, whereas India made just 47,000, of which over 70% were non-residential. So this is statistics of 2016-17. At the end of my presentation, I will give the latest survey with respect to the patent filing of India. The national importance of the permitting culture, research, and innovation. The societal changes in India needs to address. So we are in a very important era where we have to focus on more. So we need to focus our research on clean drinking water and sanitation, quality education, healthcare, improved transportation, air quality, energy infrastructure. Anyway, I will talk more on when I discuss about the sustainable development goals. What are the impediments to research and innovations, the challenges, the barriers? The increase of home growth research, retaining talent in the country. So it is very biggest challenge is retaining our students or the talents in country. So even the government funded institutions, the central universities, students, those who are studying in central universities, once they graduate, they are flying to the countries. But we don't have any restriction. Whereas if you take medical college students, so once they have completed their course, at least they must serve the country for 2 years. That kind of thing is not there in the reputed institutions, engineering and technology institutions and other institutions. So it is my humble request to even the government of India and Ministry of Education is say the similar pattern must be adopted at least for the government funded colleges. Once after graduation, they must serve for country at least few years and attaining a vibrant research ecosystem. And some of the primary obstacles to conducting research in India: lack of funding for research. So our funding allocation is very less compared to with the leading developed nations. Lack of research and culture mindset, as I mentioned earlier, we have separated our teaching learning process and research, and slowly now we are bringing this innovation ecosystem and slowly migrating from the traditional educational ecosystem to innovation ecosystem, where we are integrating the teaching learning process and research. So the government of India and the latest announcement and initiatives all focusing on the integration of teaching learning process and research and innovation. Lack of research capability in most universities. So university has to enhance their research stuff. And see the NRF reforms quality of research in India, and so the here the primary activities of NIRF are facilitating the research at academic institutions. This particular NRF is providing the facilities, recommending to provide more facility or strengthen the research activities of the institution, strengthen the quality by hiring professionals. So we need quality faculty members, we need quality professionals to enhance the quality of research and innovation in the academic institutions. And mentoring across subjects through prizes and special. So this kind of this kind of motivation, this kind of things must be given for the innovators so that you will get more. And fund competitive peer reviewed and grant proposals. So these are all the major processes of NRF. And funding research proposal through rigorous research project by single principal investigators, and it will be original, quality will be given high priority, and it will be compared and justification credentiality there. So building research capacity at all universities are the main focus of this NRF. So encouraging proposals that help build research capacity at the state university, and seeding researchers state university through research mentors. So mentoring is very important, nurturing is very important. So the institution must have a mechanism for mentoring. The institution must have a mechanism for helping the innovators, young innovators, serving our retired or close to retirement faculty and the fellow members. So these people will be encouraged to mentor the young innovators. And there will be no age limit for mentor until they are fit and effective for the reviewing. See, the people and even the retired professors are very much willing to mentor. So we need to identify the system, the mechanism must identify those people, and those people must be utilized to nurture or mentor our students. An outstanding research project proposal will be sought from all institutions and university across the country. So there should not be any discrepancies. The quality will be the benchmark for identifying or allocating funds for any initiatives. And based on merit by empowered communities only, the project will be approved. As I mentioned earlier, there won't be any other uh, uh, parameters or criteria for awarding fund for the proposal. And the one more thing I have seen in NEP, excuse me, I have seen in NEP 2020 document is internationalization. So it made me to read more on internationalization. What is internationalization? We know localization and internationalization. So the international, so what is NEP's 2020 is talking about internationalization is large number of international students studying in India and greater mobility to students in India visit, study at, transfer credits, or carry out research at institutions abroad and vice versa. So the institution must come forward to accommodate international students, and the framework must be framed to accommodate them and making their visas easy. So it's a part of internationalization. India will promote it as global study distinction, providing premium education at affordable class cost. It is internationally accepted truth that the cost of study in India is very less compared to compared with other other developed nations. And international students office at each higher educations, we have to underline it, that every institution, higher education institution, must have an international students office. So hosting foreign students and will be set up, coordinate all matters related to welcoming and supporting students arriving from abroad. So we have to open our door for international students, and we have to make our formalities lighter so that we can attract more students, international students to our country. And with respect to research, teaching, collaboration, and faculty-student exchange with the high-quality foreign institutions will be facilitated. So institution must come forward to collaborate with. So it motivates or it encourages or increases, helps to increase the research publication. When you collaborate with the faculty members or the researchers of foreign universities, so that the standard of our research, the standard of our publication will be improved. High performing Indian universities will be encouraged to set up campuses in other countries. The institutions, rather than concentrating only on India, so the people has to come out from the shell to establish or the open their campuses at various foreign countries. Similarly, selected universities. Selected university means it is there is a benchmark of considering top 100 university in the world will be facilitated to operate in India. Suppose if they are coming and opening their campus in India, so it is a great advantage of our students to stay in India and study in India. Legislative framework facilitating such entry will be put in place. So it's all about. So when I was reading this came to my mind on October 9th, 2019, during the launch of Vidya Bharati and EU Arogya Bharati project. Our external affairs minister said that was talking about a pilot project in Ghana in collaboration with the India Ghana Kofi Annan Center of Excellence in Information Communication and Technology has received enthusiastic participation from learners in traditional as well as emerging fields like big data and artificial intelligence. It helped many students from African countries to come to India and study their field, especially in the field of big data and artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, or the booming technologies. So, friends, when I talk about research and innovation, I cannot omit intellectual property. So, intellectual property is a part of research. Intellectual property is a part of innovation. We must know something about or more about intellectual property when we focus on research and innovations. So nowadays, these startups and intellectual property rights are major pillars of higher education. Gone all the days, we say they are teaching learning process. We have given priority for other areas, but the days are coming to we are giving more. We started giving more importance on startups. Even five years back, if we have not heard this word startups and entrepreneurship, educational our educators never talked about. Startups and the educational leaders has never talked about the startups and other things, but now what is happening, so we all are started talking about the startups and intellectual property right inside the. So I'm the innovation as an innovation ambassador. I used to give talk on intellectual property. So I have given around 20-25 talks on intellectual property to various educational institutions, and I'm being an evangelist. I'm being a promoter of intellectual property and the importance of intellectual property, right? How you can convert your research, how we can convert your innovation into intellectual properties. What are the benefits of having or holding intellectual property? So when I talk about intellectual property, right, I have to give clear definition on discovery and invention. The best example for discovery is Columbus discovered America. What is existing, somebody is in are finding out. Invention is new. Thomas Alva Edison invented electric bulb. But in the same time, I need to provide the proper definition for invention and innovation. Thomas Alva Edison invented electric bulb, but we are not using the same bulb which has been invented by Thomas Alva Edison. We are using latest and power saving light like LED bulbs. It's all coming under innovation. Then I want to give proper explanation or definition for innovation. Being a dean innovation, it is my responsibility to educate you what is innovation. Innovation. Even after joining as dean innovation, I was searching what is the formal definition for innovation, because I was a for my I'm comfortable of being a professor, but it is a challenging task to promote innovation in the campus, making and educating students, faculty members about innovations, and bringing the fruitful innovation out of the student projects. It's not so easy. It's very challenging task. I was curiously, I was searching what is the definition of innovation. I have found that this crystal clear definition. Innovation is equal to invention multiplied by commercialization. Invention multiplied by commercialization. So invention is nothing but your new idea. Commercialization is nothing but making out of money. It is not invention plus commercialization. It is invention multiplied by commercialization. So even you may have good idea, if you are not able to capable of converting it into money, commercialization, then you cannot claim it as the innovation. Similarly, you may have stuff to what I say, convert your money or convert you may have huge money to invest, but if you don't have any new idea, you cannot claim it as an innovation. So innovation is a combination of invention and commercialization, and it is multiplied by. There's a vast difference between plus and minus. Mathematics professors are here; they will say the more on the difference. Plus and multiplication, multiply, multiply, multiply. It's powerful. Multiplication is powerful than addition. Then the next is startups. We need to encourage students to start up. So it is my idea. So I always think about. So we normally an engineering student or a student in a higher education institution, they will go till their project completion, till their completion. That the maximum they contribute in their education is doing a project and complete or submitting a project report. You would have noticed in the front page of the project report, there is a statement that partial fulfillment of the degree. Partial fulfillment of the degree. So you would have noticed that. So are they really worth of saying partial fulfillment of the degree? It's a question mark. But the time has come. So we need to motivate our students to set up a startup when they are doing there. Especially the government funded institution must emphasize this point in all the students while they are studying. So that is what we have slowly we are bringing this culture in Sairam engineering, Sairam institutions. First year when a student entering in the system, we will collect their ideas. This year we have conducted Sairam SDG Ideathon, Sustainable Development Goal Ideathon, where we have collected the ideas from first year. When the student come from first year to second year, we will provide a lot of mentoring, lot of boot camps to educate the students to refine the idea. When the student moving from second year to third year, they will do a prototype, and finally they will develop a project. And if the project is worth, we can make the students to set up startup while he is studying. So it's a testimony I can share that this year during the pandemic period, the faculty and the student in Sairam Engineering College, we have filed or set up nearly 30 startups. And once during this student life, if a student set up a startup over a period, it will automatically he will become an entrepreneur and intellectual property, right? So friends, I have some videos on the intellectual property, right? Full-fledged video on intellectual property, right? For your understanding, what I can is I will share to the link. When you have time, you can go through it. I have a channel, YouTube channel, where you can see lot of videos on intellectual property, right? You can read those, you can go through it. So a lot of steps are available, so that even how to identify a pattern, how to search a pattern. So these are all the focus of area presentation. So you can have a look on it. So if you look at the initiatives of Government of India, there are a lot of initiatives. National Innovation Startup Policy 2019. So the Professor Ashok Junjunwala, Professor of Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, actually he actually brought this kind of innovation ecosystem in education institutions, and this is promoting the innovation and the startup ecosystem to the education institutions. Along with, we have IIC, ARIA, Yukti 2.0, and Kabila are various initiatives of Government of India. So the flow of the NISP is the policy formulation and policy implementation. IAC and ARIA is the policy impact creation. So I want to say a few words about IFTI 2.0. It's a platform provided by Government of India where the students can submit their innovation over there. The facilities are available for student submission, educational submission, startups at student startup, faculty startup can have their own login credential. And this was the visualization from their website I have taken. Sector-wise submission, the submissions, innovations on healthcare and formal food processing, fashion and technology, electronics, education, defense. So educators, those who are watching this program, kindly have an account with IFTI 2.0. And even if your idea is at the proof of concept level, POC level, don't mind it. Submit it, and the people will go through it, and they will provide you the right platform or the nourishment or the mentorship or the sponsorship. This is what the state-based distribution there. Tamil Nadu has submitted 6,425 and topping with a lot of innovation, and Maharashtra is in the second place with 2,749. So if you want your state to come up, it's in your hand. You have to contribute more. And what is next? I'm predicting that there's some visualization, similar visualization. We had a visualization for sector-wise. We have visualization like state-wise. Similarly, there may be some visualization on institution base. And if you take the Tamil Nadu government initiatives, TANSEED, now the call for is open. The startup will get 10 lakhs. They are planning to strengthen 20 startups, and the open innovation challenges are available. So this is what my latest achievements innovation ambassador program, and I have completed an intellectual property patent drafting and filing ATL program. So to enrich my knowledge. So if you take the statistics of intellectual property right, the patent filed in the 2014-15, how it is slowly increasing. So 2018 from 42,000, 50,000. And it's not it's slowly moving, but we have to contribute. Education institution has to contribute more on filing pattern, design pattern, trademark, geographical indication. Here, this visualization is all about state-wise filing of patent application by Indian applicants in the year 2018 and 19. So Maharashtra is topping with 4,197 patents. Tamil Nadu is in the second place, 2,382. Karnataka is getting third place in 2000 with 2,138 patent applications. And this visualization is all about the top 10 applicants from patent from academic institutions. The first place goes to Indian Institute of Technology. Second place, Chandigarh University, Sulni University, Amit University, Sairam Institute of Science and Technology, Chandigarh Group of Colleges, Bharat University, Indian Institute of Science, Galgatias University, Lovely Professional University, Punjab. See, friends, if you want our institution to come here, it is in our hand. We have to provide. It is in our hand. We need to publish more patents so that our institution name will come at top 10 institutions. What the strategy the institution must provide? Encourage the students to take up entrepreneurship as the preferred careers. Most of the MBA students are doing here. So you make a commitment that before completing your graduation, you're getting your degree, you need to set up a startup. So over a period of time, initially you will struggle, and a lot of seed fund are available. If you pitch it carefully, then it won't be a big issue. People are ready to invest for your ideas, so you have to find proper investors. A lot of camps and boot camps and other expos are going on. You have to be very particular on grab your opportunities. So in order to do everything, we need to have this promote the sustainable development goals of United Nations. Sairam is promoting sustainable development goals. Sairam is supporting sustainable development goals of United Nations. There are 17 goals. So no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, then reduced inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate actions, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institution, partnership for the goals. I want to emphasize on the 17th goals, partnership for the institutions. So, friends, we must come forward to partnership with others. The department should come forward for the partnership. Institution must come forward for partnership. District must come forward for partnership. States must come forward for partnership. Countries must come forward for partnership. Partnership. If we work together, we will get more. So now goal 19 is talking about industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So research is about finding optimal and sustainable solution to society's current, future, and problem. Friends, I want to emphasize something on this slide. Problems are originated in the library and end up in library. So I salute the director IIT when he was addressing in a webinar. I was the participants. One of the participants I was listening his lecture that really encouraged me or really triggered me a lot. He said one statement. The statement is, if you start your research at library, your research will end up at library. It means that don't search your problem from a journal. Search your problem, originate your problem from the society. You have to go to the society. So I'm encouraging education institutions to arrange a village visit, to arrange societal visit. India is a place we have lot of plenty of markets for any product. So we have people 130 crores people. We have highly potential market potential capability we have. So if you go to the society, go to the village, education institution must come forward in arranging in coordination with the Sustainable Development Goals team, in coordination with the NSS team, in coordination with the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan team. So if we encourage your students to visit villages to identify their problems, and if they bring their problems from the village, and if you do it in the educational institutions, this particular works have really impressed me. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, US, see they are doing this kind of work. I was impressed by their MIT design lab. Impact is not just the product of innovation, it's the process of innovation. Creating, sharing, and using collaborative research practices, actionable fundings, and practical solutions. This is how they are working. Do you have this kind of culture in our education institutions? No. But this is the key factors and driving factors for innovation. Working with people around the world to develop and advance collaboration. That's what I'm saying. Go to the society, go to the village to identify, to originate your problem. Don't sit inside a library and search your problem. If you originate your problem is originated at library, it will end up at library in the form of a journal paper. But if it is a product development, if you convert your research into product development, that is going to be the real innovation, that is going to be meet the or cater the need of the society. Working with the diverse partners to advance and apply inclusive innovation as a methodology for tackling poverty. Sairam has in a foreland. Uh, See, recently with the support of our CEO and chairman, Mr. Sai Prakash Leyamuthu sir, we have started Sairam Techno Incubation Incubator Foundation and the Sairam Technoculture. This technoculture, sir has clearly coined the word agriculture, technology in agriculture. He has given 5 acres land and has given a set of team of people to promote these initiatives in our campus. So this picture we have taken during the inauguration of Sairam Technoculture. And Sairam has taken 5 villages under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan scheme. So these are all the 5 villages, and continuously our students are going, visiting to the villages, promoting or getting their problems, bringing the problems into the campus and trying solution for the. So my humble request to the people or the attendees. So focus your research on avoid plastics, because Tamil Nadu government has appointed me as the goodwill ambassador to spread the awareness of avoiding plastics among schools and colleges. If you have any solution for this, bring your problem. No poverty. So what is the best solution of removing poverty? You can cook and give to the people. But how many days you will cook and give to them? But India is a country we are living, the heterogeneous people are living. One side people are starving, other side people are wasting the food in malls, in wedding halls, in hotels and restaurants. If you provide a platform to bring the demand or map the demand and the supply, you will win the game. If you have a research on zero hunger, if you have any research on idea for physical health, if you have any work on quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, you have any solution for problem for promoting innovation in schools and colleges, how to encourage them? Do you have any idea for reducing inequalities? Do you have any idea for smart cities? Do you have any idea for responsible consumption and production? Friends, focus your research on climate change and global warming. Friends, focus your research on quality life. Friends, focus your research on ensuring universal human values. IICT is continuously conducting this program to ensure the universal human bank inside the campus, inside the education institutions. If it is not happening, it is not being promoted to the education institutions, where will go and search it? Developing positive. Do you have anything for any idea for inculcate professional ethics? I encourage everyone to do focus your research on these areas. So if you do it, we can support study in India and stay in India and study in India project initiated by Government of India last year. It has seen that in 2017, 7,50,000 students have traveled from India to abroad for higher education. So it is giving us the way to increase our keep seat capacity 50% in the year 2024. Chairman of the UGC was the head for the framing these regulations. So bring your idea. When you do your research, see Uber, the world's largest taxi company, owns no vehicle. Facebook, the world's most popular media owner, creates no content. Alibaba, the most valuable retailer, has no inventory. Airbnb, the world's largest accommodation provider, owns no real estate. It's all came out of their research. It's all came out of their innovations. It's all came out of their idea, single idea. So bring your idea, nurture your idea, find a peer group to nurture your ideas. இறுதியாக ஒரே ஒரு காரியத்தை, I want to say a poem written by the famous poet, Tamil poet பாரதியார். பாரதியார் பட்டினில் உடையும் பஞ்சினில் ஆடையும் கட்டி மலைகளென பண்ணி மலைகளென வீதி குவிப்போம், கட்டி திரவியங்கள் கொண்டு வருவார், காசுனி வணிகருக்கு அவை கொடுப்போம். எவ்வளவு பெரிய ஒரு விஷன் இருந்திருக்கு பாருங்க, எவ்வளவு ஒரு பெரிய விஷயம். பட்டினால் ஆடையும் பஞ்சினால் செய்த ஆடையும் பண்ணி பண்ணி பியூரோல வைக்கணும்னு சொல்லல, பண்ணி மலைகளென வீதி குவிப்போம், மலை போல. இட்ஸ் ஆல் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் trading and entrepreneurship. How he encouraged people through his poem. He is encouraging the trading and entrepreneurship. You produce how he is encouraging people to produce things like mountains, and people will come with money and they will purchase your things and go. கட்டி திரவியங்கள் கொண்டு வருவார், காசுனி வணிகருக்கு அவை கொடுப்போம். He encouraged trading and entrepreneurship through his poem. Finally, I want to conclude with the great mantra of our hackathon. Innovations lead to new creation. New creations lead to bigger action. Bigger actions lead to progress of nation. Come up your ideas, and India is the betterment for the betterment of India. So, friends, the future India is in our hand. We have to promote our people. We have to inculcate the research innovation inside the campus. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I have given my contact details here, and people are watching in YouTube. Kindly subscribe my channel. Day after tomorrow, I have one more talk on national education policy, purely on the technology in education. I want to say a few words that the pandemic period, before pandemic, since I'm a computer science professor, even before pandemic, wherever I go, I spread the message of technology in education. I have conducted several programs and evangelist, but recipients were very less. But once the pandemic started, even from the next day onwards, myself and my wife, Dr. Rene Robin, we started taking a lot of, and proudly I can say that we have trained more than 3,000 to 4,000 teachers on digital technology during the pandemic period. So a lot of our videos are there in the YouTube channel. So day after tomorrow, we can exclusively program on educational institutions for NEP, technology in education. So I invite everyone to be a part of it. Thank you so much for the IQAC of Sairam Engineering College and the Department of Science and Humanities for giving such an wonderful opportunity to share my knowledge on research, innovation, and funding. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your knowledge. Now, let us welcome Dr. G.K. Ayadurai, sir, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening to everyone. It gives me a great pleasure and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks for the seventh day of this webinar. On behalf of IUKC, first of all, I would like to thank the C.R. Rene Robin, Team Innovation for Sairam Group of Institution, for rendering excellent presentations for the today webinar theme, Innovation and Ranking. Is so interesting and meaningful. You are really enlightened with your knowledge and presence. I would like to thank our management and the below principal for giving permission to organizing this webinar session to conduct it. I would like also thank to Dr. K. Moran, Director, Sairam Institute of Management Studies, for his industrial support. I want to thank the organizing team for really working hard to make this event successful. A special thanks to Dr. T.K. Subramaniam, Department of Physics, Dr. S. Rusha, Department of Chemistry, and other faculty members for the enormous cooperation in the organizing of this event. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the students for showing the interest and active participation in the program. Once again, thanks 100% here. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.